Part 2. Adjectival phrases. Ideal for.
These picture books are ideal for children.
Idealistic about.
She is idealistic about marriage.
Identical to.
Your fingerprints can never be identical to mine.
Ignorant of.
I was totally ignorant of their presence.
Ill with.
He is ill with a cold.
Illustrative of.
The case is illustrative of a common pattern of Internet scams.
Imitative of.
The actor is imitative of the way the president speaks.
Immersed in.
He was sitting in front of the computer, immersed in his work.
Immune from.
That guy bought off the judge and was immune from prosecution.
Immune to.
Marcos is immune to hepatitis as a result of vaccination.
Impatient for.
We are all impatient for the trip.
Impatient with. Impatient at.
Don't be impatient with your students.
Impervious to.
He is impervious to criticism or slander.
Implicit in.
Mutual trust is implicit in your relationship with your spouse.
Important to.
Nothing is more important to me than reputation.
Impregnable against.
The fortress is said to be impregnable against any determined intruders.
Incensed at. Incensed about.
I was incensed at the way the student spoke to me.
Incidental to.
You must accept the responsibilities that are incidental to this job.
Inclusive of.
The bill is $500 inclusive of tips.
Incumbent on. Incumbent upon.
It is incumbent upon parents to ensure that their children receive a good education.
Indebted to for.
I am deeply indebted to you for your help.
Independent of.
Winnie is independent of her parents by working part-time in a supermarket.
Indicative of.
A sharp increase in retail sales is indicative of the resumption of consumer confidence.
Indifferent to.
Many girls are indifferent to politics.
Indigenous to.
This species of monkey is indigenous to Taiwan.
Indignant at. Indignant about.
Jean was indignant at the rumor that she had secretly got married.
Indispensable for.
Vitamins are indispensable for maintaining good health.
Indispensable to.
The computer is as indispensable to me as the nose on my face.
Indistinguishable from.
The fake ID card is almost indistinguishable from the real one.
Indulgent towards, indulgent to.
Some parents are indulgent toward their children.
Inept at, inept in.
She is inept at cooking.
Infatuated with.
Paul has become infatuated with the blonde.
Inferior to.
I'm inferior to Leslie in math, but I'm superior to him in English.
Infested with.
The cellar was infested with rats.
Infuriated at, infuriated about.
He was infuriated at her false charge.
Ingrained in.
The prejudice against blacks is deeply ingrained in the white society.
Inherent in.
Greed is inherent in our society.
Inhibited about.
People used to be inhibited about discussing their sexual experience.
Inimical to.
Smoking is inimical to health.
Injurious to.
Eating too much is injurious to health.
Innocent of.
Mr. Robinson was proved innocent of the crime of blackmailing.
Inquisitive about.
She is inquisitive about my private life.
Inseparable from.
The world's prosperity is inseparable from America's economy.
Insistent on.
My parents are insistent on politeness.
Instrumental in.
Sam has been instrumental in streamlining administrative procedures in the company.
Integral to.
Honesty is integral to his success in life.
Intelligible to.
His lecture is intelligible to me.
Intent on.
Maria is intent on studying in England.
Interested in.
I am interested in first language acquisition.
Intimate with.
He was once intimate with a well-known anchorwoman.
Intoxicated with.
He was intoxicated with his victory.
Intransigent on.
North Korea is intransigent on the issue of nuclear arms.
Intrinsic to.
Openness is intrinsic to a clean government.
Inundated with.
He was inundated with calls.
Invaluable to.
Your advice is invaluable to me.
Invisible to.
Germs are invisible to the naked eye.
Involved in.
Stanley is said to be involved in the murder of a policeman.
Involved with.
Steve is said to be involved with another woman.
Irksome to.
The ban on whaling is particularly irksome to Japan and Iceland.
Irritated at.
I felt irritated at the delay.